morning, YouTube. This is Marie from Sunshine Faith Real Estate Investments. This morning we're going on a trip to figure out how in the world to find our first real estate investment. We're going to look around Montgomery, Alabama, and kind of look at the different neighborhoods and see exactly what you're supposed to be looking at. Also, part of this particular episode is going to show you how to look actually from home instead of having to go out and drive around. But I still believe driving around, looking at the houses around it, plus doing your research is the best mode in order to figure out how to get your first flip or how to find a flip. So we'll come back in just a little bit when we get there. Okay, so I am back. I am in what they call the Garden District. So I'm in an area where it's actually an old historic district. Like I said, it's called the Garden District. But if I'm trying to figure out how to find a house to flip in the very beginning, I'm looking for a, first of all, well-established neighborhood. One that either I've seen construction being done or either the houses are very nice outside. So I'm going to kind of pan around. Most of the houses in this neighborhood are really cute, and see if you can see the historic sign on there. I love old homes, so this is a neighborhood that I've walked many times with my aunt. She used to live up the street, so I don't want you to get anybody's tag or anything, but these are some cute little houses. Okay, that's kind of weird, but you can kind of see well-established houses. This is the house that you should be looking for amongst all of the rest of the houses in your high-end neighborhood. The house that has boards up, the house that you can barely see, this is the house that you want to invest in. This is the gem. The diamond in the rough. So this is for those of you that can't walk around or drive around those particular neighborhoods that you're trying to invest in. So what you're going to do is you're just going to have to do that research and that computer work. Now that's one of my favorite things to do also. So the first thing, if I were to look up something online, I'd start with some of those foreclosure websites. So my first websites I like to go to, I love to go to HomePath.com, and that one's Fannie Mae. Then homesteps.com would be Freddie Mac. Then you have HUDhomes.com, which is FHA. And then the veterans one, I can't remember, it's like VRMCO, I think, .com or .org, something like that. Those are all the foreclosure websites. So what you do, you just put in either your city or your state, and you kind of just start looking around. So once you start looking around and you find something that catches your attention, then it's time to hit that doggone research like you need to do. When I find a house that I'm interested in, which is usually an old historic home because that's just what I love, I normally I'll go to Zillow. So once I get the address, I go to Zillow, I think Zillow.com. So then once I get to Zillow, I start looking at it. When was it last sold? How much was it sold for? What was it foreclosed for? A lot of times they won't tell you what the house was foreclosed for, the amount, but I promise you it's totally different than what they got online. So once I do that, I then go to the county website, because the county website tells you a little bit more about the actual property in which you're looking at. It's going to tell you what the market value is, or at least what they have appraised it for. They're going to tell you about the actual square footage. It's going to tell you about the acreage. It's going to tell you a whole lot more than what's probably just in that listing that you've looked at. So once I've done that, then I actually go back to Zillow, and I look at the actual button where it says neighborhood. Now that tells us so much. When you click on that button that says neighborhood, it shows you, and you zoom out, it shows you the houses around you, because that's what the appraiser is going to look at too. It's going to show you the houses around you that have sold. They'll have a yellow dot instead of a red dot. They'll have a yellow dot if you look there. Actually, I think you have to go to on the screen on Zillow you'll have to go to the houses that have sold, and that's when you'll see the yellow dots up there. When you see those yellow dots that are there, they're going to tell you the prices that the houses have sold around you. So what you need to be doing then, figuring out whether the price in which they're asking for the house you want to purchase is actually worth it. Then you need to figure out or guesstimate how much you would need in renovation costs just by looking at the pictures on Zillow, if they have pictures. And then what you want to possibly sell that house for. So it would be the actual purchase price plus the renovation cost equals the total cost of the house. And then what you would sell it for minus the actual cost of the house, which would give you your profit. So that's exactly the way it should go with that first flip. So hopefully this gave you a little insight on how at least I would go about finding my first flip. Go ahead, hit that like button, and subscribe to Sunshine Faith Real Estate Investments.